This is a crazy story that I get frustrated when goofy things are done in the name of God. And this story is that R&B singer, I'm not even going to read the title to you guys. Just
an R&B singer is being accused of some nasty stuff. Fans claim Marques Houston married his child bride and had been allegedly grooming her since she was 15. What's creepy about this story is that his wife, Maya, was a missing person, and when she reappeared, she was magically marrying this 40-year-old man. There's something scary going on here, so let's get into it. So this story is exactly why children need protection in Hollywood. I found this disturbing tweet and I knew I wanted to talk to you guys about it. So Marques Houston married a 19-year-old who was reportedly missing since she was 15, and she just popped back up dating him once she was legal age. These men really are getting away with crimes in broad daylight.
There's this man out there named Marques Houston who's famous for playing the role of Roger on the 90s sitcom Sister Sister.
Hi, Tamara. I just wanted to tell you that I saw you in school today, and you look really, really radiant.
So Marques Houston is an actor, a former child star, and he's also a singer with a bunch of music. And while he's been in R&B groups and had a solo music career, he's best known for his role as Roger Evans on the show Sister Sister. And it seems like he's still really good friends with Tamra. He appeared on the show The Real, and it seems like they're best buddies.
Met you when you were like 9, right? Wow.
Yeah, I was 9.
And we're still friends now.
Yes, we are.
He even went to my wedding, which was amazing.
Poo-poo Nini.
What? I don't know why. I don't know. When I saw, explain. What is a poo-poo Nini? Exactly.
It's like a poo-poo Nini is just what we
are.
You guys must admit that that clip is pretty cringe, but they also have a child together named Zara. Someone wrote on Twitter that his child bride had his baby. Someone replied and wrote, I just saw that, talking about they kept it private to avoid scrutiny about the age gap. Yeah, sir, you're like 20 years older than her and started dating her when she was 17. Reported Miss was believed that she traveled back to her birth mother, who lost custody of her in 2012. It is so creepy to see these missing person reports on the internet because I have an idea of what happened to Maya. And
So the story is that she was missing from 15. He met her at 17. He says there was nothing there until she was 18. And then they dropped this thing where he had a countdown clock that came down to the date of her birthday.
That's creepy, fam.
And then the day she was her birthday, she got engaged.
Her birthdays. Marques posted sunflowers to signify that Maya became an adult and therefore was ready for him. Some people commented on this Instagram post, and this woman wrote, "Today is the day," which if you look at her Instagram and the bio, there's like a little note.
So she got engaged to this dude on her 18th birthday. They got married. They have a baby. And he's saying it was all legal, you know, whatever. And the accusation is that he's grooming her. Now, this is going to sound bad. My brain went to, well, historically, this isn't that uncommon.
Not at all.
Right? If we're talking 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, this wasn't that uncommon for a man in his 30s.
I thought you were talking about R. Kelly.
No. Well, that...
I'm about to say, we already have precedent for this, but you went back 500 years. You're right.
I went in terms of human civilization.
Yeah, for sure. Right. Absolutely.
It's not that uncommon, but in our context, the age gap difference is really wild.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just on a surface, I don't know what of this is true, what of this is not true, but just on a surface, and by the way, they said that Jehovah's cool with it, that because they're Jehovah's Witnesses.
Okay.
So they're Jehovah's Witnesses, and they're friends with Chris Stokes, and they met at a Jehovah's Witness convention. There's the quote where it says, Jehovah's Witness convention was Chrissy and Maya became friends, and so this is the context of that, is that they were, you know, of the Jehovah's Witness faith, and they are now married. He's about to be 40. She's about to be 20. 20-year age gap difference. Yep. Is this completely inappropriate?
This is out of pocket, fam.
Out of pocket.
Point blank, period.
Because, I mean...
Point blank, period. You can't... Okay, I'm a very sequential person. Once again, dog, you tell me you met her at 17. Let's slow down, because sometimes we glaze over stuff. Let's put these carrots in a crock pot. 17, you don't know this girl at all. She's been gone since she was 15. She appeared...
Allegedly.
She appears at 17. You meet her. And you're like, there's nothing going on when you meet her. But somewhere between, and did you meet her on the day of her 17th birthday or 17 and 5 months, 17 and 6 months, right? We don't know the timeline, right?
Yeah.
But there's nothing going on from the time you meet her at 17, but then there's a countdown to 18. So something had to be going on at 17, not the day you saw her, but soon after that, a relationship formed.
Yep.
And y'all know this isn't legal, so you count down to 18. Okay.
Hey, you want to see something crazy? 67% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed. Do me a quick favor, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you stay up to date on all the videos here on the Blessed God Studios channel. The countdown clock was by far the most
This seems like you're ready.
This is a sickness.
I could have sworn you were ready right now. Right? Ugh. In hindsight, you're like, oh, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it first came out, you're like, yes. Hindsight, you're like, oh, right? Like, all R. Kelly songs need a review without the music. You know what I mean? So even Ignition. So I'm like, okay, this dude counts down, engages her on her 18th birthday, get married, and they already got a baby, which means she was pregnant
right away. Yeah.
right away.
Yep.
Because she's still 19.
Yep.
Ain't even turned 20. You groomed her.
Yeah.
Point blank, period.
It's all grooming.
A woman, the average brain is not fully developed, psychology says, until you're 25 years old. So imagine all the decisions that are given to young people prior to their brains being fully formed.
Yep.
They get a vehicle at 16. They're declared they're declared legal at either 18 or 21, right? And they can drink, smoke cigarettes, do all these kind of things, right? And their brains are still not even physiologically fully formed for 4 to 5 more for 4 to 5 more years.
Yeah.
To me, for a 39-year-old man, he knows what he's doing to this little girl.
Yeah.
This ain't love, fam.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Would it have been different if she was 25 and he was 45?
I still say ill,
Yeah.
but at least her brain is fully formed.
It's still ill.
Still ill.
Okay. A man and a woman's body physiologically develops before their brain does. So just because this 19-year-old may be beautiful and have a wonderful body, the fact that you waited till 18 to where she was legal, but you won't wait till 25 where her brain is fully formed, because she might not even have the same feelings for you by the time she's 25. She might actually find a Marquise Houston who's 23.
Yeah.
Yep. That's true.
That she can rock with. So this is,
and check this out. This is in Aspen, and you guys can Google this. When talk about hypergamy, right? Women want the next thing up. Seldom is, I don't know what the male wanting better looking women thing is, but there's a term for it. I'll just use hypergamy here. I know it's not the technical term, but how men's hypergamy looks is this: it's dating younger women,
right,
being there first to expose them to the world. And so you there's a huge group of like Aspen and like areas where there's concentrated wealth of these dudes in their late 30s, early 40s, 50s, marrying these younger 19 to 25-year-old women. And then later on, they grow up, and that is a huge epidemic of these girls getting divorced.
Of course,
to these older dudes.
Absolutely.
And they say exactly what you say. They say, in hindsight, not at the time, but in hindsight, even though I was a legal adult, I feel like I was manipulated and groomed, which sucks.
Okay, and let us not underestimate the power and the influence of celebrity. This is not Marquise Houston who works for UPS that dropped off a package and saw a girl and was like, man, I'm gonna have to come back to this house after my shift with my "What Can Brown Do For You" outfit on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is, so we're talking about the power of celebrity and the power of influence from somebody that's a high profile.
That's good.
That's going to have even more of an impression on a younger mind.
Yes.
Point blank, period, male or female. This is how all of these pastors wind up abusing legally consenting adults because they're of age.
Yep.
But in Texas, there's actually a law that was enacted because there was a pastor who had sex with consenting adults. But what the courts ruled is that because of his position of influence in their life as a pastor, he compromised.
Right.
Because he moved past the line, they're not responsible for consenting to
Yep.
the sexual conduct
Yep.
because he should have been the one in the position.
Yeah.
So in the same way, dude, the average 19-year-old girl
Yeah.
is no match for me. If I wanted to
Manipulate.
manipulate,
Yeah.
if God could use me to bring people to Jesus,
Yeah.
I can use me to bring a girl to my hotel room.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So you have,
that's scary.
Yeah.
And that's power and that's influence and that has to be stewarded.
Yeah.
so
And it's pissing me off the more I talk about it. I'm not gonna get to the point of cussing, but I'm just telling you right now. That's cringy and it pisses me off.
So the creep has to be held accountable. Is there accountability that needs to be tracked back to upbringing and like the leadership community around that kid as they grew up?
I know girls who have been compromised. I know guys who have been compromised that have two parents from a loving home, but the influence of that individual was still so strong. How many Catholic priests have abused both men and women, and they came from really good nuclear families, but held that pain for decades?
Yeah.
So this is about power, the gross misuse and abnormal use of power, where we get the word abuse from, and to not be held accountable for it is egregious in this society.
Yeah.
Because once again, if those dudes in Aspen worked for Taco Bell, right?
Yeah, they
or
wouldn't
where
have
they
the
were
same-
mailmen,
Yeah.
they wouldn't be pulling 20-year-old chicks.
Hey, you may not know I make music, but I have a brand new song that just came out. Here's a quick preview.
In a moment, I gotta overcompensate by building tabernacles. Why the world is rubbernecking Eve on an Adam's apple. Whoa there, why you wanna go there? Time to shut the door, cause we letting out all the cold air.
Yo, Double R back, baby. It's not for Rolls Royce, it's for Rap Ruslan. Let's get it.
So hit the link in the description or go to ruslantothemoon.com to stream now. I'll see you over there.
Why you wanna go there?
Yep. Yeah, this is the when I think about it from a historical standpoint, I think the element that's missing is that there's a dominance hierarchy within who Marcus Houston is in his status that absolutely sways the situation in a way. Where do you think a window of time cutoff would be? Like if you were talking to your little sister hypothetically or your little niece, and you would say, "Hey, cut off 5 years, 7 years, 3 years," and does it matter? Meaning, if a guy is she's 18 and he's 22. That's much different than if she's 18 and he's 32.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? If she's 23 and he's 27, that's way different. So
Yeah.
what would you give any type of cutoff? Or is it, dude, she's 18, she's 19, she's a teenager?
Yeah, look, I met Juliet when I'm 3 years older than Juliet. Okay. I met Juliet when she was 18 going on 19. We got married. I was 23. She was 20.
Yeah. So I was 23 and my wife was 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't 33
Right.
and my wife turning 20. I was dang sure wasn't 43 and my wife, I just think, so we both got married young, both of our brains.
Similar seasons, similar,
But we're in similar seasons. We have the common interest. To your point, why are all these women breaking these relationships 10, 15 years into the relationship? Because, graphic alert, I don't know, hide your wife, hide your kids, but whatever you want to hit.
Hide your wife.
Explicit, explicit, explicit.
That same girl that was enamored by the money, the wealth, and the influence, 15 years later is going, this is grandpa going into me.
Facts.
What am I doing here?
What am I doing?
Right? And she meets a guy younger, her age, some things in common, some shared interest, which you cannot have with a 20-year gap. What is the shared interest?
This is a sickness.
It is a sickness, my friend. So
Good
that
timing.
is of the highest order. I missed that last part the last time.
That's good timing.
So I am the lack of shared interest. Long live Juliet. I've always said I'm just trying to live long enough so that Juliet can't remarry. That's how much I love the girl. I don't want nobody coming behind me, right? So I'll check out around 95. She'll be 92, and I think nobody would try to remarry her.
Yo.
So I'm always like, long live Juliet. May I die before she does.
Yes.
But in the unfortunate event that Juliet died before me, if I could even muster getting to know someone again and wanted and desired to be married, there would definitely be an age parameter because I want shared. Well, first of all, I'm a grown man. So this dude is trying to relive something he didn't get. And it's low key. It low key is given pedophile. When your brain can justify that and not look at the totality that when you were 20, this would have been a 1-year-old or 2-year-old that you were literally holding in your arms as a baby. It's cringy.
Somebody's pointing out Abraham being older than Sarah. And again, I think the fact that the aspect that's
13
missing,
years.
Yeah, it's a different cultural context.
Yep.
And I would say
10 years.
I would say there's, in my opinion, less dominance hierarchy difference.
Absolutely.
This girl's 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
This dude at one point was a megastar,
Yeah,
TV
absolutely.
star.
Yes.
So there's a huge difference. And you add the whole Jehovah's Witness component to it and that whole layer. And the fact that she was a missing person.
Fam.
We didn't talk about that part. What was all that about?
Well, remember, please forgive me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah. No, it was just the missing person thing is just this is what was alleged. Just she was filed as a missing person at some point. And so I don't know how accurate that is.
Yeah.
We're talking about what we know to be
So
fact.
there was some trouble somewhere.
Yeah.
If this is true, there was some trouble somewhere. And I don't want to psychoanalyze everything because I can do that. But even with R. Kelly, with the 2 girls that he was with at the same time, up until his arrest, these girls had both been runaways from home.
Yes.
Right? And they had 2 parents.
Yep.
And then he was keeping them in his little slave den or whatever it was, and clearing his throat when Gayle King was trying to talk to him in the interview and stuff like that. And so for me, it's giving petty vibes, bro. I'm just saying, like, you mean to tell me this man is 39 years old and you ain't found nobody that you was attracted to until you ran into a 17-year-old?
Yeah, that's
Darkness.
All right. Hey, this clip is from our daily after party stream. If you enjoyed it, consider signing up for our Patreon community for only $5 a month, where you get access to the replays of our daily after party streams, as well as the uncut extended versions of our podcast, Discord access that's private, and a discount code for our merch store, only $5 a month. And ultimately, it's the best way to help us contextualize the gospel of Jesus using media, podcasting, and of course, YouTube. The link for that is in the description or in the pinned comment. The perks are amazing. You should get on there. It's only $5 a month. I'll see you over there, all right? Peace.